just like that, ladies and gentlemen, we are back again. The men's soap opera that never ends, episode 56. Because every week there's a new storyline, there's a new star that is born, there's a legend that's defending something. There's always something to talk about, fellas. It's a Mother's Day special. Before we dive into the combat sports world, let's do a temperature check on a personal level on a Sunday, Mother's Day. Happy Mother's Day for all the moms around the world, first of all. But fellas, how have you been?
Oh man, beautiful, beautiful. Yeah, thumbs up. Second that. Got to chill this weekend. Got to see the fam, and man, just really just kick back a little bit, man. Just get some rest.
Yeah, same here. Same here. Got the yard mode. Got some good sleep.
It's that time.
Good eats, good sleeps.
Right. I'm fresh off some Papa though, so I'm trying to
Nice.
stay in the game, man. I kind of got the little itis, man. That's a good solid quality meal right there.
You got some crab legs and everything.
And wifey got the Mardi Gras pasta, which is
Nice.
and she gave me several bites of that, and I had blackened catfish and the red beans and rice, and a little bit of bread. So yeah,
Oh
I'm,
man,
I'm feeling good. I'm feeling good.
that's solid for a Friday right there. That's solid sorry, for a Sunday.
Boys crossed
Look at
up.
me. See, I'm lagging because today was my day of appreciation, not only to my mom but to the lady that blessed me with two kids. So the mission was, for her not to lay a finger on anything, and we got it. Me and the two kids, we got it. She happened to go to work, so what we did today is make sure the house is tip top, everything is good.
Right on.
Nothing, no chores, no dishes, nothing, no laundry, nothing. And we made sure we had to go out there and buy some extra stuff. So not only was it a productive day, but we also the kids got to they pushed me they tested my pockets a little bit. But it's all in good fun because this time in next month or so, June 15th is going to be Father's Day. I hope there's some reciprocity, but usually you know how that goes. Father's Day is just any other day.
Hey man,
It's,
I know you need some socks or something.
all right.
Yeah,
You get
right
that
on.
and one
Socks
of
you right
one
on
of those
time.
t-shirts, best dad in the whole world. There you go. You know, you can get nothing, man. Like Father's Days, moms are everything to the kids. So respect to the moms out there.
Most
But
definitely, most definitely.
on a higher note, I mean, it's already a high note. Salute to all the moms out there. If it wasn't for you, we'd not be here. But on another high note, we had some great fights this weekend. We had some top, not a top ranking. We had top ranking. We had some pro box TV. I don't believe we had anything from Queensbury, but let's dive into it. And last week, Kam Gee and LT and myself, we talked about some of these fights that are coming up, and now everything has fallen in place, and everything is played its role or came into fruition. So we talked about Emmanuel Navarrete versus Charlie Suarez. Fellas, did you catch this uh, ESPN fight?
Absolutely. Uh, was looking forward to it. I had to have some fast fingers switching over from YouTube to Top Rank,
Right,
but
right.
yeah, and there actually was. I don't know if it was Queensberry, but there was the zone across the pond, so I did watch some of the undercards on that as well. But this fight, a lot of action. Um, Two good fighters. Shout out to Suarez.
Yeah.
Um, Undefeated coming in, but he definitely brought the action. 18 and came in 18 and 0. Showed us why. had a strong left hook, check hook. Manuel Navarrete, El Vaquero. I guess I didn't realize that's what they called him, or either I forgot El
Or
Vaquero.
nah, it was the same for me too. I was like, he's been wearing a cowboy hat for a while now, but it just it finally clicked.
So, no, a lot of action. Definitely showed some vulnerabilities in this fight.
Mhm.
What do you think?
No, definitely. But he's been rocked a couple times. But someone that has 42 fights, I mean, it's has to be expected. And with his style, but I thought stylistically, this was a great matchup. Man, shout out to Suarez. He's 36 years old, first opportunity at a title, and for being honest, he should be holding that belt right now. He should be a WBO super featherweight title holder as of right now. Um, the fight became a technical decision because of the cut
Yeah.
over the eye that was deemed a head clash, and I immediately thought it was from the punch. Now, I didn't know what our the broadcast team was seeing. They saw contact with the heads, but I mean, when you see enough headbutts, typically you're seeing the reverberation, like you see that impact, and I didn't see that. It was more like a graze, and it was the placement of the punch along with Navarrete bending down into it. I immediately thought it was from a punch, so I was very confused that it was not deemed a punch and it was deemed a headbutt. But man, that I mean, the placement of the shot, the action, the determination, the will, the drive, the focus. I mean, Navarrete, he has been slugging guys out, 32 knockouts, and Suarez went toe to toe with him. So I heard or sorry saw a tweet today that this fight may be ruled a no contest by the California State Commission. Well, I guess that's yet to be seen, but this has to be an immediate rematch because Suarez should be the featherweight WBO super featherweight title holder right now.
Yeah, I 100% agree with that. When I seen the blood flowing, I was like, yeah, this fight's not gonna go the distance. I knew that it'd be stopped. Um, and then I think you tell me the way that Navarrete was kept wiping at it. I'm like, man, he's just gonna make it worse.
Yeah. He lost his composure, and his corner even mentioned that in between rounds, like you're getting a little wild because he's like trying to get his get back. It's like he knew it was from a punch, but he played it off. I thought it may have been a little gamesmanship, like a headbutt.
Mm-hmm.
Because when you see guys normally pawing at their face, they don't. It's not normally from a punch. They might do like a real quick. Okay, I got hit. I got cut. But he played it like that was a head clash. But no, that was. I think he knew it was a punch, but he played it off as a head clash. That just watching the fight live in real time. That's what I was thinking. Like he knew he got hit by a punch, but he played it off like a headbutt, and he worked in his favor.
It did, and so like in that moment too, it was different from Tank. Right, kind of similar moment, but different because he didn't take a knee. So that pause in the action,
he pulled away. He pulled away and disengaged when Suarez did not have to give him that leeway.
Exactly. So kind of a similar moment, but different in the aspect that he didn't take a knee. So there's not that controversy added to it. But yeah, definitely a savvy play there.
Yeah, no doubt. So, was not familiar with Charlie Suarez's game. I will say that.
Yeah, he was a tough opponent and
Extremely tough.
Stubborn, and
over 350 amateur fights.
Yeah.
So only 18 professional, 19 professional fights, but it showed a lot of skill, a lot of will. Last night, man, I will be looking forward to a rematch.
And what's interesting about this particular fight? This was for the WBO. In that same undercard, one of Navarrete's rivals or people that he is going to clash with eventually is Anthony Carquez. And Carquez won Lee Wood, but we'll get to Carquez later on. But that's an interesting matchup because Carquez has the IBO super featherweight title. So we'll get to that when we get to Carquez fighting and what he did compared to Navarrete. Navarrete that had that TD based on the headbutt and the cut. I think like you guys said it all. I wasn't familiar with Charlie Suarez. I didn't catch this one live. I did watch it this morning in full. I thought it was a great chess match. It was just great fighters. I do agree with LT. Charlie looked strong. That left hook was left hooking. But yeah, I think Charlie has, engraved his name on that list of people. If you're doing that to a scary, scary opponent, who has only lost twice in that, and out of 40, 43, 40, 40 fights, and none of them have knocked him down or dominated him. It's been split decisions. And what he was doing with a very dangerous Manuel Navarrete is very, very impressive. So I can't wait to see what Charlie Suarez does next after this fight. Hopefully everything heals up and be good to go. Moving on to the next. Raymond Moratelia versus Za Abdullayev. This went all the way to 12 rounds, and it was the victors went to Raymond Moratelia. What do you guys? How did you guys expect this? Not very familiar with Moratelia. I've not watched too many of his fights. Neither have I watched too many of Zar Abdullayev's fights. So, fellas, drive this one.
No, Murataia was one of my favorite. Now champion, was contender. Yeah, I've got to see a couple of his fights, and I knew instantly, like, okay, this guy's the real deal. He just needs an opportunity. He's been froze out. Now, with that being said, Abdullayev was game. Like there was good action in this fight, as Kim put it in our text. This is good action in this fight, and for as wide a victory margin that there was,
yeah, it was a sweep.
It was a sweep, but it was still entertaining.
Yeah.
So we got to see Murataia put on a beautiful display, and we got to see a game opponent who showed resistance the whole way through. And even though Murataia, dominated, it was still entertaining over the course of this match, going back and forth action. So I was thoroughly pleased.
Keep in mind, Murataia has a victory over Tevin Farmer, who just fought Zepeda back to back. So Tevin Farmer went from the Murataia defeat and backdoor that to a double back to back with Zepeda. So just to give some context to the division and the movements and shakings there. So I feel like we covered this fight. This would have been last year, but we're saying looking for that opportunity against some of these big dogs now that he has that belt around him and a lot of skill, maybe a potential. Oh, you could do got it on there. The Lomachenko or the Keyshawn Davis. Yeah, okay.
So, now. But like I always say, the IBF is the back door.
Yeah. Yeah. Ever since you've been saying that, I've been really peeping that now. I'm like, okay, it is the same with another fight that we'll cover today with the Erickson Lubin. But
so this is interesting here. Lomachenko is the champion in recess for the IBF. That's like the door, the closet to Narnia, not just the back door. Right. But yeah, so they said that he has until October to accept this. And like you said, Keyshawn has been vocal about unifying, and they're both top ranked. So same side of the street, should be easy to make, right? So
that'll be a great fight though. Stylistically, I just think Lomachenko might be a little long in the tooth at this point in his career. Too long of a layoff in between fights. But I mean, Muay giving us another American lightweight and a very talented field right there. You know, the potential matchups are very intriguing. You know, you got Zepeda out there. He's already fought a Tevin Farmer. Lomachenko, like we're talking about, you know, the Haney, I'm not Haney, he's moved up, but formerly in that division, you know, who knows, you know, with that snack program.
We in the neighborhood.
Yeah, so.
I don't think that snack program. I don't think it's working really. From what I was seeing, yeah. I don't think
it's something.
There's something happening, but it's not. It's no gains in that. But yeah, you already said it. Like, the IBF is like one of those, you know, it expedites the process. It kind of makes things happen. So we've seen it with Dubois. You know, touches the IBF. You know, keys open doors. Next thing you know, he's on the express to probably collecting maybe all three if he beats Lomachenko with a good body punch. I guess I don't know, but yeah, you're right. The IBF does open doors. So,
yeah. So this is a interim fight. So I guess if we really want to, if we can do this quickly enough, if we look at the IBF rankings and then look at their number 2. Let's see how fast
right.
Who, if in the event that Lomachenko does not accept this fight,
we still got what's his rumblings with Keyshawn Davis.
Keyshawn,
yes,
the businessman.
Oh wow! So Abdulayev was their number 2. There's a Andy Cruz in Cuba, but yeah, Abdulayev was the number 2. Raymond Muretea was actually number 4, and then there's an Andy Cruz from Cuba that's out there. So this,
wow.
It seems like since you knocked off the number 2, then the belt should fall to Muretea if Lomachenko declines.
Which belt does Keyshawn have? WBO? I don't remember. He has one of the belts in that weight division.
He has WBO. WBO. Okay. Shakur has WBC. Gervonta has WBA.
Okay. Yeah, those belts will never unify. I promise you that. Seeing all those people, they'll never unify.
But Keyshawn is there. Keyshawn is the same side of the street. So
Keyshawn wants to unify, but let's be honest. The key belt is WBC. It's where it's at, right? Every other belt is fire. I would say WBC, IBF, and then everything falls where it falls. But whoever holds the WBC most likely is gonna be a side on a unification. So Keyshawn he's the guy who I could see doing the unification, but he's never gonna be the A side to accept it. Who holds the WBC? Is it Tank?
Shakur.
Oh no.
And then Zepeda's an interim.
I don't see that happening.
Whatever they're doing with that.
Ever unify
number 1, that interim's just number 1 contender. So WBC has the number 1 contender belt like UFC.
So you got Zepeda. So you got a Zepeda, Shakur Stevenson. Looks like that'll happen next. And you got some names out there, LT, like you mentioned. Andy Cruz, Abdullah Mason, and
Abdullah Mason. I was looking at his ranking, boy. That boy's catapulted to the top. I'm like, this fast? He's already like.
I mean, he's putting in some work. Staying busy. Yes, staying busy. But and then they also, you know, our guy Kid Austin's WBA. He is ranked number 2 currently. So that's a very, very interesting fights. Yeah, they 135, 130.
Fact.
You know, so
and the IBF has them 11.
Oh wow, Mr. Floyd, Kid Austin Schofield. Wow,
Yeah. Yep. I mean,
that is
there's
something.
names there. There's names there though. I mean,
Yeah,
I'm not gonna get into that. We can go long.
All right, let's talk about some super welterweight. Let's talk about Erickson Lubin and what he did on the pro box night. His knockout was being talked about in the 11th round. He knocked out how do I say this name? Adrell Holmes Jr. How do I say it? Is that Adrell? I can't say. I want to say Adrell. I can't say it right. But Holmes Jr. in the 11th round. Fellas, did you watch this on Pro Box TV or did you catch this post fight? I watched it through Instagram, Twitter. It was one of the knockouts that was just moving around online. So, were you impressed? We've seen him do work. Lubin has been busy. That's one. He's been putting in work. He is in that Terrence Crawford weight division. If Terrence Crawford is not walking away, he's in that mix in that super welterweight.
This was an opportunity to fight a Bakram, big bag Bakram.
Mm.
So I'm watching the fight with that understanding, and I'm not seeing someone that can pose him a threat. Honestly, it took a while for him to get going. If you go back, looking at the defeat against Fundora, yeah, we got into the close, rock'em sock'em contest. Let's stay close. Let's try to land hard shots to try to get him out of there. But what we ended up seeing in this fight was almost the same thing.
Is that the real guy himself?
Nah.
Is that Bill?
Salute, Bill.
LT confirmed that, but so seeing that that he might be fighting a big bad Bakram, I just not seeing the stylistically him posing a threat. He was at home, so I know that was really big for him to be fighting in front of his hometown crowd. Pro Box, I was doing a good job with production. Polly Malaji on the and Chris Algieri on the color. It was a great event, but it was kind of had some lows in action. It's kind of a little bit of like who wants to really take the lead, and Erickson Lubin just did enough to pull away at the end and get his guy out of there. It didn't really seem to really come to fight, in my opinion.
Yeah.
How did I see the Navarrete fight?
Oh, we already getting comments.
You're gonna have to rewind that. But no, we did say that we thought it was a punch. We thought that left hand landed.
Left hand definitely landed, and Mr. Suarez should be holding a belt right now. Most definitely.
I agree. All right, that was
definitely.
Yeah.
Let's see if they run it back though.
But like sometimes like you said it, it was like acting, like he played it so smooth, like it was a trauma like to the bone rather than a cut with a rub. It was. He sold it to me till you started bringing it. I was like, I believe that he had got really headbutted
until you saw the replay.
Yeah, like he sold it. So
either he was just really surprised he got cut, or he was trying to sell it. So either way, he came away with a technical decision. But hey, we know how it is.
Bill. If it's the real Bill, it sounds like the real Bill. The way you're writing it sounds like the real Bill from the Bay Area, from the Yay area. It sounds like that. But I know, and I saw a comment on our YouTube where people were giving us shout outs for rocking with a Latino, because right now Teofimo's catching heat. Teofimo's catching heat over like in the Twitter spaces. So I guess our channel is popping. We were like in our comments, there's a dude just saluting us for rocking with Teo, because right now Tio is going through it. But we try to stay away from the BS. We really just talk boxing, and really it's not about complexion and all that stuff. We just love boxing. So right now, whatever Tio said to Crawford and those video stuff, that's for them to figure out. We just talking about the fight. But what let's hear. Oh,
Talk about Ryan
he-
Oscar.
he's full press. He's full court pressing.
Why y'all so
man,
worried
that
about
does.
Ryan?
Well,
But he
okay,
got dropped
okay.
before. It's not his
Bill,
first
Bill,
time
we
getting
talked
put on the
about
canvas.
that. Yes, we talked about that last episode. He did look different that without that what they call it, that the Black Panther
The herb,
that
purple
T'Challa
herb.
you know what they
Oh,
call it,
man.
yeah. No, drink Black Panther. He looked like he didn't have what he had to get. Oh,
Oh,
No,
here we go.
nah.
Hey, listen, can we send Bill an invite?
Bill,
Right.
if you want to
Yeah,
talk,
if you wanna jump on Cam,
You just gotta just talk. You gotta.
If you
just
want to
talk.
jump on Cam, man,
we can send you an invite. And
we
you can-
send you an invite. Can't hijack the show, Bill.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Suckers. That probably is him.
Oh man.
I'll be looking forward to that.
I think Bill joined in because we talked about
The snacks.
David Haney and snacks. Yeah, so that's why whoever But if you really want to, let's hop in, Bill. Let's make a moment. But before we were still talking about the world super welterweight, we were talking about Erickson Lubin, and you guys were like, if this was Bakaram, who wouldn't have gone down like this, and it would be a different type of display. And really, you look at Kam Gee said he was looking at it through the eyes of an opponent like Bakaram, and you are not impressed because of how this went.
Not that I wasn't impressed. Like I like Lubin. It was just more of the fact that I'm looking. There's some strong potential in his future opponents, but he, in his pre-fight in the promo, that he talked about his opportunities and getting title eliminators, and then when he had his opportunity against Fundora, it was like mentally he was shot. Wasn't listening to his corner and things like that. And for these higher elite guys, trying to cross over. You think you want to have a little more of a mental steadiness once you get to that level, because those opportunities just aren't guaranteed. They're just few and far between for some guys. So kind of just hearing like some of that. Okay. Something when
we're not going to be here in 2 hours. Like,
yeah, exactly.
Come on, man.
That is
Come on, man.
Trolling.
Yeah, he's a troll. That's a troll. That's not Bill. But we like it, man. Like, subscribe, leave a comment for real. And if it's really Big Bill, bro, let's talk. Let's talk that talk. I know my Bay Area people really about that. Like, let's talk about some boxing. If you want to talk about Ryan Garcia, if you really want to, I think Garcia is dead and gone. Like he's on some other things right now. Like, I think Haney, his stock is higher than talking about Ryan Garcia right now, because Haney won, Garcia lost. So Garcia lost, and he lost to somebody that we thought was gonna, lose to him. So right now, Haney still undefeated. So I think big better things for Haney right now. We need that division we talked about. Somebody needs to unify something.
Exactly.
Somebody needs to unify. Let's see the big fights. Let's see a Tank. I know Devin doesn't want to see Tank. Does he? I don't know. What do you think, Bill? Let's not talk about Garcia. Garcia is gone.
That's fake, Bill.
Let's talk about Tank.
We're hijacking the show.
Let's see.
Okay. LT set that up.
Hey, Oakland.
Okay.
Let's put the link in.
I thought it was called a town. I don't know. They gotta let me know.
Town business. Let's see if it's him, and if you put in the link. You're inviting him.
You gotta.
I can invite him. I
can't
mean, you
post
can
it
just
on the-
copy the
on the-
link over there. Share a referral link. Wait, never mind. That's a referral link. There we go. Add. Put it in the chat.
So you gonna put it in the chat? Uh-oh.
Let's put it in the chat.
Put it in the chat. That adds a new element.
Let me put it in the chat. Let's see. See how he just got us out of our square. Like,
Well, you can hop on because the big fights. We've had some big cards
hey,
recently.
Gil,
but
that's the link in the chat right there.
The big
Oh yeah.
implications.
Never mind. Yeah, somebody put it on Facebook. Let's see. We may get trolls in here, so I don't know, but it is gonna be very interesting.
Oh my
In
god!
the hood right now.
Here, do that comment for somebody hopping. Yeah, don't belong.
Oh man.
Yo, Bill
Okay.
Haney's a 14-year-old troll. William Haney right now, who's not the real Bill. I don't think it's real.
Did we put that up there?
Because to the real Bill, much respect to you, man. You breeded a champ. Hey, you promote your son. You're with him throughout any thick, thin. I respect you for that. First, as a father, you are amazing. As a promoter, I think you're hilarious. As an internet guy, sometimes I think you're funny, but borderline delusional about some takes. But you're an amazing father, though. And that's what it's all about, man. Especially for Black fathers, man. So if you're in the hood and you're the real Bill, I like you as a person and a father. That's it. And then the boxing stuff, man, I love you. I love how you promote it. I love how you promote, but sometimes you say some crazy stuff, bro. And I don't know if it's real you, but let's get back to our show, man. Because if it's real Bill, because it's moving like the real Bill, but I don't know.
Look, he's easily cloned.
We appreciate the participation.
The engagement, man. That was
We ready for this one?
I was not ready for that, bro. I won't lie to you. Like usually, like we like clockwork. Like we move fast on our topics, but this offset everything because it's hilarious if it's true.
This is you were talking about this one, Strap.
All right, let's talk about Anthony Carquez, and the reason why I brought his name up, he is a super featherweight contender right now. Actually, not even a contender. He's a belt holder. He holds an IBO belt. I don't know what of significance is the belt. Tell me, guys, are you familiar with how significant is it? It's not part of the big four. IBO. It's not.
No,
but
we have
that's a European belt, I know. He's maybe Irish, I believe. Carquez. I don't know. Italian could be. His record looks good. He's only lost once, 9 knockouts. Stopped Lee Woods in the 9th round. Same card. He's ranked number 2. Actually, he's ranked higher than Moratelia in that division. And it's weird. I mean, box rec is box rec. It goes off activity and all sorts of stuff. But the mere fact that he's ranked higher than Moratelia on box rec, but he doesn't even headline that. But that's another story for another day. But he did come out and show out, and what I was impressed is looking at the nature of his stats. He didn't look like he's a high percentage knockout guy. He's usually a 12-round guy, but he did it in 9. So, fellas, did you get to watch this one here?
Nah, I did not get a chance to get to this one.
Bears.
You know what? I think I watched leading up into it, if I'm not mistaken. But nah, Box Rec had some good action. What I will say is whoever was DJing, I put this in our text thread. Whoever was DJing the Box Rec event, I think it was in somewhere on the East Coast, like Virginia or somewhere like that. But they was dropping the Ye hits, hit after hit after hit. The DJ was a Ye fan. That's a side note.
Right. He trying to get some redemption from the recent year. Okay.
But you know,
See that?
yo, the guy said, "What? I sub to your channel." So he said
Hey,
he
man.
called him Dev.
Hey, man.
Does he call him Dev in real life? I don't even know his
We're
mannerisms.
gonna do some
But if
fact
it's real
checking.
Bill, that is hilarious. I love the interruption. Yo, come hijack our show. If it's the real Bill, hijack our show. We'll have a debate. We'll talk politics about your son, what he's good at. We'll talk about the Lomachenko fight, by the way. Talk about that one.
Nah, for real.
But if it's the real Bill, we'll throw the script of this whole show. Everything we have on our back, we'll talk. If it's the real one, but anyways, he said he's in the hood.
I mean, we got to
He's in
be
the hood
on
somewhere.
Hey, yeah, we got one more subscriber. So whoever you are, thank you. Like, share, and subscribe.
Right, for real.
Yeah, I was gonna. Yeah, this is hilarious. This is actually hilarious. But yeah, we did get a comment about our support for Teofimo, and yeah, buddy was like, he couldn't believe it. But anyways, we'll talk about that, about our support for Teofimo. You know, I think maybe this is a good time to stream because people are hopping out. I don't know if it's the title of the.
You mean actually starting our stream on time and then
right? Exactly.
There we go. Oh, Bill is back. Come on, Bill. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about this fight.
He gotta come on. He gotta come on.
He gotta come on, man. He gotta come on.
Yeah, he can't do this.
Yeah, okay.
Hey, listen,
he beat Loma, but
Cam, if you can get the invite and send it to his Instagram.
That's why I'm okay.
Send it to his Instagram, and then if he jumps in, we can talk about it. Matter of fact, we'll come back in 2 hours when Devin get back. But
right,
nah, man, Strap, you still ain't said nothing about this fight because you alluded to this. Okay, you did a little bit, and we seen it a little bit. And we talked about.
So the reason why I brought this fight up for the Moratella is because Carquez is considered number 2, I believe. Let me fact check this for real. But I know he's ranked higher than Moratella in this division. He's ranked number 2 in the super featherweight. In this case, I think these guys are gonna lock horns anytime soon because usually, if you know anything about the IBF, it has a very European-centric feel to it, where the European fighters get that first touch on it. You know, whoever the title or whoever the defender is, whoever the you know what I mean? It's in that pool. So I wouldn't be surprised to see Anthony Carquez versus Raymond Moratella. And that was my kind of alignment or bridge to these two fighters who fought on the same day, on the same card.
Gotcha.
In the same division. So but without no further ado, like let's move on to a different topic. I'm still shaken by that Bill hijack. Let's go into some difficult names here. It's been a while. Let's do this. Suleiman Sissoko won a unanimous decision over this name right here. I didn't even watch this fight, so
Agediji. Woo.
Mean Machine. That's the former Bud opponent.
Oh.
Mean Machine. That was
Adegizin Cavaliercos. I just read that off my AI in my brain. Cavalasquez.
Yeah, Mean
Machine. For the WBC.
Yeah.
This is for the WBC Eliminator, welterweight. That is. Apparently, Suleiman. That's the first time I've seen Suleiman ever start like that. Suleiman Sissoko won this by unanimous decision. So he went all 12 rounds. I'm not familiar with both fighters. Like you said, Adegin was considered the Mean Machine, right?
Correct.
And was supposed to be a potential opponent for Terrence Crawford. And
they fought in 2019. That was a former Yeah. He was a
What was the
round
result of that?
TKO.
Okay.
That was one of the fights where Terrence Crawford got rocked early on in that fight. So just giving us some understanding of the pedigree of Kavaliauskas, aka Mean Machine.
Kavaliauskas. Oh wow.
So
Kavaliauskas.
yeah.
Is he like I could Google it, but is he from like Greek?
Lithuania. He's a Lithuanian. Yeah, former contender. Previously lost to Virgil Ortiz and Terrence Crawford.
He's fought some real people.
Yeah, he's a very, very tough opponent, just coming down on the downhill side of his career. I'm seeing the update on BoxRec.
And it shows that he's got a 2022 victory over Michael Fox. It's interesting to me.
He's been putting in work for this song. So Suleiman made this was a come up for Suleiman because I'm looking at
huge win.
It's a big win.
What was it broadcasted on? Because I actually saw this on Instagram.
I think that this was on. It was supposed to be on Matchroom DAZN.
Yeah, because I did not know about this fight going on.
Yeah. So these were like probably the unpopular ones that probably maybe didn't make it here stateside, and they were early on.
Correct.
But 2 knockdowns in that fight. I mean, it's hard to win when you get knocked down once, let alone twice. So I was looking for the scorecards. Scorecards are 114, 112, 115, 111, 116, 110. So judging by that, it means you have to do some work in those rounds where you didn't get knocked down.
I didn't watch any of these fights, to be honest with you, so I won't even say anything about that. The next one is supposed to be a women's bout for a bantamweight title. This was Mayeli Flores versus Nazarena Romero. Gosh, I can't even say. Okay, Nazarena Romero.
There you go.
And this was for the WBA Super Bantamweight title, and it was a split decision victory for Mayeli. I'm not too familiar with these two fighters. Respect to these two women.
Yeah, I've seen it.
Stepped in the ring.
I've seen this one.
Yeah.
2-minute rounds. A lot of action, a lot of back and forth. So I can see how it was a pro decision. Yeah.
Yeah, there was pro box. Yes.
Oh, they mentioned this on the telecast. This fight. This is supposedly fight of the night.
I can see it. Yeah, I can see it. No, they definitely did a service for women's boxing.
Mm-hmm. And then we move on to the next one. I will tell you the truth. This next one is Top Ranking. No, wait. Yeah, this is Top Ranking ESPN. This is Super Bantam. And we have Sebastian Reyes. Oh, crap. I kind of clicked at the same time. Somebody clicked. Sebastian Reyes versus Azat. Oh, Hovahasian. I'm assuming this is Dagestani, or I don't want to assume the wrong thing, but Sebastian Reyes defeated Azat by unanimous decision. And this one didn't have any delta anything tied to this. And they say Reyes utilized his effective combinations and movements to outpoint his opponent over 10 rounds. So this was a 10-round fight. Did you guys catch this one on Top Rank ESPN?
No, I don't think they didn't. I don't think they aired these ones.
Oh, they said ESPN Plus. So this probably was.
It was going. So this was going on the same time as the Pro Box card, which I know a lot. We were kind of tuned into on that end of it, and then they pulled it to ESPN when they had the main event.
Yeah.
So I don't know. What do y'all feel about that? Do y'all think that's a? I mean, we want to see some of these guys to get more familiar with them.
So it's kind of double dipping there because they did the prelims to UFC, and then they rolled over to the main event of the boxing. So
they kind of flip flop them. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And answer your question, right. Azat is an Armenian. We had an Armenian cover last week as well.
Yeah, we did have an Armenian.
Was it a heavyweight?
That was Badu Jack's opponent.
Ah, yes. Yeah, the cruiserweight, lifetime cruiserweight, who actually won that fight.
All right, we move over to super featherweight. We have Andres Cortez versus Salvador Jimenez. If I'm saying that right.
Oh, what's good, Red? What's good?
We have what's good. I'm sure he's waiting for the MMA session. We're gonna bring it up here soon. But yeah, Andres Cortez won Salvador in this fight by unanimous decision. This was for the super featherweight, and this was a top ranking event. I didn't watch this one. We're just reporting this recap. Fellas, did you catch this one or this was too early? All right.
Yeah, this was on the ESPN Plus. Yeah.
ESPN Plus. Well, that was it for boxing that we could cover and talk about. Some of them were hit and miss because, there were two entities. We had Pro Box, we had this, we had ESPN Plus.
A lot
back and forth.
A lot going on.
Yeah, I'll be lying to you if I say I was watching all 3 or 2 of them at the same time. No, the priorities had to be put where priorities had to be put. As we say, priorities have to be put where priorities have to be put. It's another UFC big number event. We have UFC 315. Fellas, did any of you catch any of this action?
Absolutely.
This, that's one thing about the UFC that I like is they give you the fights that you want to watch. They give you the fights that you need to watch. There's no ducking. I mean, you could if you want to, but we could know that you duck. We will know that you ducked as a champion. Belal, one of my favorite guys in the UFC, from Chicago, I believe. I believe he's Iranian. Belal Muhammad. Palestinian, sorry. Palestinian? Yeah, Palestinian. Yep. I said the wrong thing, my bad. Belal. He was defending his UFC welterweight title with another man. I don't know if he's from down under or New Zealand, but he had an accent like he's from down under or New Zealand. He was fighting Jack, sorry, I'm even saying wrong. Jack Della Maddalena.
Chicago with the building.
Oh, Chicago, yeah. Chicago, Belal. Yeah. So Jack
Oh, wow. Okay, I guess I had to take over. Yes. Straps coming back. Jack Della Maddalena.
I put the back button on my recording here. But yeah, salute to Chicago, salute to Belal, salute to Jack Della Maddalena.
Listen,
these two warriors went at it.
Yes.
To me, nobody lost. These two warriors went at it.
Yes. This is one of the.
Oh my God.
This is one of the most competitive fights that I've seen in a long time from the UFC. Action packed. There were sequences in this fight that I would say looked like they just came out of a karate movie. Like, Strap, am I lying? Am I exaggerating? What do you think?
It was for real like that. It was even to the 5th round, how you'd see that these dudes are tanked out, done. It's just like it's movie like. Dare I say, it is more violent than even the Eubank Jr. versus Corner Ben. Like this was a violent fight. Fight.
Yeah. I want to say that I had Muhammad winning through 3.
Mhm.
Personally, at least the flow of the fight, me watching it, and then somewhere in the 3rd round, I said, I don't know who's winning anymore. Like legit. Like I don't know who's winning this fight anymore.
Yeah. It got to a point where I was like, yo, somebody's gonna die. Like I saw Belal bleeding over dude's back, Jack's back, and they were like kind of rolling, and I knew Belal didn't have the energy to throw punches. He was tanked out, and I'm like, these dudes low-key could kill themselves like in that ring just to entertain people. They were tanked out, and it was a thing of beauty to just see fighters go to the efforts of the way they went, and even the after effects of the fight. It lets you know that these fighters not only just entertain us, but they put their life on the line, and you know things like that. Just you don't go unnoticed as a fighter when you have, like, let me share this here right here. Like, look at that. Like, it was bad.
Yeah.
Damn.
So
Lau's lip was like split open post. Like, these dudes were going at it.
Jack Della Maddalena and Belal Muhammad go the distance in an epic clash for the under.
If you say blood, sweat, and tears, that was that. It was
Yeah.
epic in every way.
and
I can't even express that.
Time tonight. Here's
I was proud of both fighters. I won't even lie. Like, I was like, yo,
now
the
I
UFC
was
did that.
I was thoroughly entertained. I was thoroughly pleased. I don't know if I agree with the decision. And here's why. And it may be my ignorance as to what the rules mean in their entirety. But even the rounds where Jack was striking and getting off striking, Muhammad had takedowns in those rounds. And I'm like, does this null and void, the quality strikes that took place up until this point? Because now he's got a takedown, and now he's controlling from the, you know what I'm saying? So
Yeah. And like,
Strap, well, I mean, what you got for me?
I would say this, like, I think both fighters, I think people don't even Belal could box for real.
Yeah.
Belal could
Yes.
switch from being a mixed martial arts fighter and box. Some trainers have exaggerated and said Belal boxes like Canelo. They made wild accusations. You've seen that all over. Belal could straight up throw them things. Salute to all the people in the who are viewing this. We have 11 people watching this. Leave a like, subscribe, leave a comment. Let's create engagement. Let's talk about this. If you watch this fight, Belal could throw them things, but I didn't know that Jack Della Maddalena had something to respond back to that. I'll be also honest. I think Jack kind of broke Belal a little bit in the last round.
Mhm.
I think. And Belal was like, okay, I could throw them things. Now we have to do some ground game. We have to roll around, tussle it up, and because you cannot fight at that rate, at that pace, at that tempo as just simple human being. Like, you're gonna exhaust yourself out. So that was a fight that I want to watch. I've not watched it again. I watched it last night. I want to watch it again. I want to go back and look at the small little micro movements. What made Jack feel so comfortable staying in pocket with dude? Oh, by the way, Bill, we won't tell anybody that you're here. Trust me. Your secret is safe with us.
Hey, listen, Bill, if you message us your PO box on our Instagram, send us your
All
PO
our
box,
handles.
we will get you some gear.
Oh, we got you. But yeah, like, that was something that I I didn't expect to see that was gonna be brought out of Belal, because we saw Belal fight the last champion, and he took the belt from Leon Edwards, and he did that in Manchester, England, and then they went to Ontario, Quebec, Canada, and I was like, okay, now you're closer to home, do your thing. And Belal has been putting in a show. He didn't clip, but he beat Gilbert Burns. He did clip Sean Bradley, and he's been on a tear. But you know, I think Belal is gonna be back. He did lose back in the day to Golf Neal by unanimous decision. And Belal has been a guy who has been around, so he's always gonna keep the marquee title, the marquee UFC guy. And I like to see what he stands for with Palestine and what he's doing for the people in Chicago. I really respect it. So moving on to core main headliner, we'll talk about the Bullet, the legend herself. Some people call her the GOAT, together with Amanda Nunes. Oh, sorry. I think I'm clicking at the same time or something. Amanda Nunes. We'll talk about Valentina Shevchenko retaining her UFC flyweight belt. Not too much to write about home, but what we have here, we have a comment.
Yeah. So they answered my question about the takedowns. And so I guess what it comes down to is, you know, who won the third round. Because I had Belal winning the first two. And then, like I said, somewhere towards the end of round 3, I forgot who was winning the fight. So maybe that was enough to steal it from those last 2 rounds. And
so these guys who I see somebody asking about John Bones fighting in UFC 17. You know, that shows the power of a John Bones. John Bones has been a UFC champion since 2012, right? 2011. That's legit. How many years ago? And he's still.
Hey, Strap, bro.
Don't
let them derail you, bro. We gotta talk.
I'm reading that stuff, and I'm like, okay. Hey, I'm not used to this. So we go off our stuff. Let's talk about Valentina Shevchenko, one of the greatest female fighters in the UFC. He retained her flyweight championship belt with a unanimous decision over a very, very dangerous Mignon Fiort. If I'm saying that right for the French-speaking people. Maybe I don't have to say the T or Fior. It was very competitive. Mignon is very, very aggressive. She has them thumpers. She hits. If you know anything about Valentina Shevchenko, she's a very good martial artist. Russian. She does a little dance. She's very popular for that little dance. One time when she was younger, they used to call her, I mean, till today, I think, I shouldn't say this, but people used to say easy for the eye for saying people that were that type, if that's your type. But she was very involved in a lot of their commercials, and UFC were pushing her as not only as a fighter, but also as a personality. And, you know, the main thing that makes her a key figure in the fighting business is the lady can fight. The lady is a winner, serial winner, and she came in, did what she had to do. Legend. I don't think any other person disagrees on that. Like,
yeah, Johnny. So Johnny saw this one because your phone didn't die. I wonder how Johnny was watching it. Was he watching it on a Facebook Live link?
Right.
or do you have the app? We talking to you right now, so
yeah.
Man. We're gonna talk to you. You know, we in the driver's seat though, baby. We in the driver's seat.
Yeah. Exactly.
So Johnny, how much did you put on Valentina as your underdog? How much do you thought she was gonna lose?
I said it was easy money.
Oh, okay.
Like I said, it was easy money.
I'm there's so many stuff in the chat I can't even keep up. I'm like trying to. But anyways, moving on from that.
Wait a minute though. There was one moment here where she legit. Oh, here we go. After the Aldo fight, there we go.
Gotcha.
All right.
Ooh, that one. We have to spend some time on that one. We have to spend some time on that one. We have to spend some time on this one.
Was there not a moment in that fight though? See, y'all look, like, comment, subscribe, man. Y'all here. Like, comment, subscribe.
We got to spend some time on that one. This one, Ayman Zahabi versus Jose Aldo. First, before we go and talk about the result of this fight, it was a unanimous decision, very bloody fight. But let's talk about the legend of Jose Aldo. Jose Aldo, if you guys are not noticed, spoiler alert, he did, or not noticed, who didn't watch the fight, he did he showed his retirement gesture. That was his last, I don't know if it's UFC or MMA fight, but he's retiring. When I think about Jose Aldo, and I'll pass it on to you gentlemen, Jose Aldo is one of the few people that introduced me to UFC back in the day. I was a casual for a long time, because I'll be honest, if it wasn't for Bourne Jones bringing a lot of black people into watching this thing, Jose Aldo was one of them too, because he had this thing about him, dangerous, the cut to the face, and of course the big McGregor thing in him. The big thing with him and McGregor, and Jose Aldo, I will say this still today, is the reason why Conor McGregor is Conor McGregor. That knockout that McGregor had over Jose Aldo made Conor McGregor. Jose Aldo is an absolute legend. Jose Aldo, the UFC are going to miss that type of personality. He doesn't speak English, but for some reason, he got us to watch his fight. So I'll pass it on to the people in the studio here to talk about Jose Aldo as he announces his retirement from the fight business.
Nah, man, we just going back and forth with these guys in the comment section.
Yeah.
I think you said it. Just a staple, right?
Yeah.
And it's about time. It's time.
Yeah.
So,
one of the most viral moments that I remember for the UFC is when Conor McGregor talked about conquering Brazilians as a white Irish person going around to the favelas on a horse. Stuff was so cringe, but it brought Jose Aldo to kind of say, cuss words. And man, Jose Aldo has so many UFC moments with me, and salute to an absolute legend. But he lost to Zahabi on the day of UFC 315, and hope to see him do something else in his life. Maybe come back and do something with the UFC or fighting. I don't know, help people in the favelas. But salute to Jose Aldo. We have any more UFC or are we done? We have one more or two more. Oh, never mind. We have some more to cover on the UFC fights of the night. We have women's flyweight. We have Natalia Silva versus Alexa Grosso. Natalia Silva won by unanimous decision. I didn't catch this one, but salute to Natalia Silva. And then we move over to lightweight bout UFC. We have Benoit Dennis versus Kyle Perpolek. I can't say these names right.
Prepolek.
Prepolek.
That sounds like prescription.
Right.
I'll listen. Give me that Prepolek over there, and I need some Prepolek. But it was decision by submission in the second round in favors of St. Dennis. And that is my UFC coverage. Oh, you said it's Midas. Ah, man, these are fighters for real. Oh man, you guys are brutal. Like these are fighters that put their blood, sweat, and tears in it. Like y'all, hey, we gotta find a name for our chat group. Y'all, snappers. We call them snipers or something. They go for it. They go for it for real. Hey, I like this group. You guys are like no holds bar. Like you giving it as how you're being honest because you guys watch these fights. So Now let's have a conversation. Why is Grosso mid? And she's been fighting for a long time. Why is she mid? Like that's just as a fighter, I wish Grosso sees this and not take offense. Like we need more context to that because mid could be very offensive for fighters. Why? Or maybe the internet streets is not the right place for me to ask this question. All right.
Maybe, possibly not.
Because it's interesting how.
Let's see.
Okay, 2 fights losing streak.
Has no
Has no
grit.
grit.
As good as your last fight.
I think that's fair enough.
Yeah, respect.
Yep.
Respect.
I know I have much to say about that.
Respect.
Fair enough.
So we're gonna talk about some things to look forward to. And usually this segment we have Mr. LT to drive on this. So
Check it. Go ahead.
came and went.
Check it out. Hollywood Fight Nights on UFC Fight Pass. We're talking about Sergey Boychuk versus Michael Fox, Trinidad versus Espinoza, Hirota versus Marino. Y'all know who I'm here for. I'm here for Big Back Boychuk.
Oh,
This is a interesting opponent, though. For the longest, this was a TBD, and I don't know if this is a breakaway that he may have been slated on another channel. I don't know if this is a breakaway to just him having his own, but either way, he's fighting Michael Fox now. It's no longer TBD. Like I said, interesting opponent. At one point, he had a 4-fight losing streak. Let me get off of YouTube. I was on YouTube trying to find out Brother Bill. But we get this box rec up.
What are you looking for Michael?
Taquan Fox, yeah, Southpaw.
The professor out of Maryland recently had wins over Yanuel Alvarez, Donald Ward, and he lost to a mean machine who just back in 2022. So
and that was on the So that one was the third fight in a row that he lost.
But that's a good Luke Santamaria. We've seen him. He's kind of fell off more recently. Former contender or prospect, we'll say that. Now the being on UFC Fight Pass, what is the significance behind that? Is that the crossover with Dana White getting more involved in these boxing promotions?
See, what is the significance of that? It's just a tidbit, right? Who knows? What is it? What's that about? Is it part of the DAZN family? Because I think, and so if my memory serves me, I could be wrong on this, but I think he was a part of another DAZN card, and I think this broke away from that. You feel me? Because I know, I'll tell you, I don't think it was in Hollywood at first.
Oh shoot! I had my stuff up for you. For that, my fact checker just died, just like my boy Johnny.
Yo, y'all better leave Johnny. Johnny asking how long we've been watching UFC.
Right? Old AF.
Oh, we've been watching MMA.
Yeah, we can sidebar real quick. Yeah, let's.
Whoa.
Oh, wait. That ain't what I was trying to click on. That next comment came up. Yeah. All right. How long you been watching MMA? Let's go back to Ken Shamrock wearing brown shorts.
Wow.
That's a long time ago.
And if you go back into our catalog, which ain't that far, but yeah, go back into our catalog and we talk about this in one of our early episodes. And we give you our all-time list up until that point. And so you can go in the comment section and, let us know how bad our opinions are there.
Right.
Yeah, we've been watching it for a bit, at least For me at least
Okay.
15 to 20 years.
All right. Johnny says he's 33. So that means you might have been introduced to Ken Shamrock on WWF.
Yeah. We without saying our age, we are maybe a little old. We're a little older than that. 33. Yeah, we're pushing on.
Man.
We're 40, pushing on. You know, just the
Now,
closer
with that
on,
said,
the less.
right. So, with that said, it's been an evolution of the rules of MMA.
That's true. Back then, they never had weights and stuff like that.
The Wild West.
It was wild. It was a Wild West. Yeah.
So yeah. So if I seem uncertain about the rules, that's because I am, because I don't. You know, we learned how to play football a certain way too, and they don't play football the same. So
You know that MMA comes in ebbs and flows. Like I know LT is a big Bellator person. He was a big Bellator person. I don't know if he's big in, and there's some people that watch different things. Like I know people that watch PFA, PFL, I think PFL. I'm a big UFC person, so there's so many other fight organizations that we need to highlight on this show that we kind of fixate on the UFC, to be honest, and that's something we need to diversify on. But LT has been putting me on Bellator for a long time. He knew about the Michael Chandler's year. This is like 7-8 years. He was talking about Michael Chandler's and who are now in the UFC or were in the UFC. So yeah, it varies. But for me, I've been going back since the days of the Mashad, the Gracies, and I've been watching this for a long time, but mainly UFC.
Or Benson going from UFC to Bellator.
And I think a lot of people that are of my peers, we have the Anderson Silva group who came to watch UFC because of Anderson Silva. Spider brought a lot of fans. And this is like 15 years ago, 17 years ago when Spider first touched the scene. And some people had, you have WWF fighters, WWF fans that came because of Brock Lesnar in 2008, 2007, right? 2007, 2008. It varies how you meet the UFC or MMA, but it's been around for a long time. But keeping us in there, that's another thing, because I will tell you this, we always change over the years, because you may have said with Anderson Silva, now you have a style bender is now old. Then now you may have somebody like I hate to say this guy's name, but Patty the Batty. I don't like that name, but Patty, you may have O'Malley. You may have other different fighters that kind of bring you into the scope of fighting. Some people may be into the wrestlers, so it varies. I agree. That era is it's very vintage. You talk about Silva, you have to also talk about the guy from Canada, the main man, So there's so many people that Chuck Liddell was kind of tailing off. But you have to talk about that the people who consider him the GOAT, the guy from Canada. So, so.
Oh, two. There you go.
Hey, in the chat, tell me who I'm talking about. The guy from Canada. I won't say his name. I want you guys to, since you guys.
Rhett, where are you from? Where is Rhett from? Did
guy
your
from
state
Canada? The UFC GOAT from Canada.
Rhett, where are you from, and did your state allow MMA?
Yeah, GSP. There you go. That's what got me in.
Exactly.
BJ Penn.
So exactly.
BJ Penn.
Exactly. So you guys know your stuff. So GSP Silva. I'll add. You said BJ Penn.
That's who kind of got me when I started watching MMA. BJ
Frankie
Penn,
Edgar.
Rashad Evans and
Rampage, and I was watching Rampage from one like back in the day when he was doing that Japanese stuff back. So yeah. But to me, I still think GSP is one of probably the GOAT. I don't know, but it changes every time. We got Joan Bones. I don't know. You guys tell me. But yeah, this engagement is fire. Mm-hmm.
Juice, definitely.
Oh man, what up, Sean?
Jones. What up, Sean?
Here we go. Here we go. This is what we're
Oh,
talking
I
about right
remember that
here.
one.
Yeah.
I was never a Tito
Damn.
Ortiz. I was never a Tito Ortiz fan, bro. He was not. Just didn't like that dude.
It was a
Didn't
name.
like that dude.
Name
Going
in
in the
early.
Wayback Machine.
Way
Yeah,
back
for
was cool,
real.
man. I like how this is ending
After
the
what,
show
right?
on some good engagement.
Man, I was trying to get something out of Cam on this Bohachuk though.
Okay, guys, this is my
yeah. Now this is a
this is my
setup for Michael Fox.
this is my controversial take for the day. Before I make my take, chat, where do you rank Usman, Kamaru Usman, as an all-time great? Do you put him in the top 20 or top 30 or even top 10 or top 15? I don't know. Where do you put him?
You trying to make him a legend? Strap.
No. I just want to see what the chat said
Oh, okay.
before I say what I have to say.
And Johnny said, "Red old as fuck."
Welcome to the conversation, Sean. Let us know where you watching from.
Probably like 9 or 10. They got him. Red got him 9 or 10.
See, Rec, you know what you're talking about. I just had a conversation with somebody that said something, but okay, keep going. Nobody else has said anything about Kamaru.
Nice.
So they have him about 9 or 10. That's fair.
Nice.
Okay, I guess that's the engagement we're getting on Kamaru.
We can
I put Kamaru in my top 10, but people call me crazy for calling Kamaru my top 10. Wait.
Ooh.
You know, Johnny, you may be right.
Sean
You may
from
be right,
Milwaukee.
but that's kind of there've been so many good welterweights. I'll put him in my top 15. Fair. I had somebody put
Same.
Kamaru in the top 25. They don't rate him. They don't rate him like that because the type of fighters that he fought, and
Here we go.
yeah, I mean, you guys know your stuff. I was arguing with somebody who didn't know their stuff, but you guys, I thought I was gonna say something controversial. I put Kamaru in my top 10. How about Silva? If you're putting GSP as second, where are you putting Silva? Yo, these guys know their stuff.
Well, they're engaging with us on a Sunday night, so
They're not playing. They really know their stuff. Like,
was it the thumbnail that hooks you?
all right, they put Silva as 3. They put Silva probably 4.
GSP, Silver probably more 4. Nobody want to fight Usman.
I would say this: Mighty Mouse is number 1. Mic drop. Hey, go argue with your mama. I'm not arguing with nobody. Mighty Mouse is number 1.
Talking about Demetrius.
Yeah. Pound for pound. Oh, he has Silva number 1. Volk is good. He's in my top 10. Oh,
You know what? Something about the way Mighty Mouse's career ended with the UFC don't sit right with me.
They forced him out.
Well, yeah, not only that, but they it was like a low blow too. Like, yeah.
It was sad. Like, you know, to me, I think Mighty Mouse, it's just like the same thing that Inoue is facing is what Mighty Mouse faces. If you're a little fighter, you don't get that looks like these big fighters like the Ngannou's, John Bones. Like, to me, Mighty Mouse is my favorite UFC fighter. Level of competition.
Bill actually knows a little bit of MMA.
Right. You think Bill
Oh, we
knows his
forgot
stuff?
Khabib. We forgot Khabib. Khabib is top 5, top 6, top 6, top 10, top 10, top 10. Because I'm not thinking there's Khabib, there is
You have
Israel
to go through your own
Adesanya.
list, man.
Any people that love boxing in here? Oh, Henry Cejudo. He's a 3-time champ or 3-division champ, I believe, right? Henry Cejudo. Khabib, hell no. Adidas record. Khabib was a problem. Khabib not even 25. I agree. Khabib is top 10. But I like it. This is it's very objective. Your thoughts, man. This is good engagement. Khabib not 25. That's crazy. Khabib not even 10. You can't put him over Usman.
Ooh wee.
Khabib, he did beat strikers, but his record prior to that beating those strikers.
When this live ends,
Jones could be number 1. Mighty Mouse could be number 2.
Continue this conversation in the comments when this live ends.
Yeah. How about any boxing fans in here besides Bill Haney? Pound for pound, who's your number 1? Forget the lists that are out there. Pound for pound, who's your number 1, number 2, number 3, number 5? We just need 5 pound for pound. UFC, you could add UFC pound for pound, and then boxing. Give me your pound for pound right now, and then we'll talk about what we have to talk about because we got a show to move on, but we had to stop for. Oh snap!
Number 0.
Right now, ghost riding the whip. Like, it's not real Bill Haney.
Fake Bill Haney.
All right. Let's talk about what's gonna be happening here soon. Oh, but that was rescheduled. It was supposed to be happening this weekend, but
it was supposed to be happening like Tuesday.
Yes. Sorry. New Zealand, right? In New Zealand?
I think in Australia. I
Australia.
had to pull it up.
Strap keep trying to put that man somewhere else.
Yeah,
Somewhere.
The Aboriginal, we know that.
Right.
Yeah. Oh man. Yeah, but so I think he moves from Tuesday to a Sunday. So that's an interesting tidbit there.
That's interesting.
We never
That'll still be for probably an early morning for us.
Yeah, it'll possibly be
it may put it Saturday night for us.
Mm-hmm.
Saturday night,
hours ahead.
Something.
They're hours ahead, yeah.
Depending on how they play that.
So let's see.
Opetaya. So we talk about Opetaya. You know, like we talk about this this cruiserweight division is very interesting with how they distribute those belts. I mean, we already talked about in the chat, and I think we have it as a topic of conversation that Badu Jack may be tempted to give somebody a chance to his WBC belt. And
this should pique the interest of our watchers and viewers.
Yeah. So Jake Paul may get a chance to fight Badu Jack for his cruiserweight championship belt, you know? That's crazy.
Currently lined up to fight Chavez Jr.
Mm-hmm. Chavez Jr.
Yes.
Who has an official loss to Anderson Silva on his record.
And Canelo.
And then so Chavez Jr. was a tune-up for Silva to fight Paul. Right?
Mm-hmm.
And so now Paul's gonna fight Chavez Jr. to be the legitimate boxing, like it's hustling backwards.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
Like Kam Gee said it right, man. I don't think Badu Jack is in it for the long marathon run. He's gonna get paid, and he's 40.
Well, he's
No, seriously,
41, 42. Yeah.
42. So
He's over 40.
he's not trying to fight Opetaya or what's his name, Gilberto Ramirez. Is it called Gilberto Ramirez? He's not trying to fight them young boys. He's not trying to. He probably wants to get rid of that belt, to be honest. The way it's looking like. He wants to get rid of that belt. And if Jake Paul picks up the WBC cruiserweight belt, bro, we live in simulation. It's not real life. If once Disney Kid is holding the cruiserweight WBC belt, it's over. It's over for all you people that called him a fake boxer. It's over. Because some of these guys that called him a fake boxer, the MMA guys, the boxers, could not hold that WBC belt. Not even get close to it. It's a WBC cruiserweight belt. If he holds it, it's over. The trolls are going to win. The trolls are coming, and they're waiting.
Hey, Jake Paul is a calculated troll, though, man. We see what he's doing with his promotion company.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, women boxing is on the rise.
Listen,
I think he is a very calculated troll. Like, criticize him, whatever you may feel. The man keeps making moves.
He makes moves. If this dude wins a WBC, what? This is the belt Manny Pacquiao, all these other dudes were holding. Mike Tyson. These people are losing brain cells for that boy holds that belt from Cleveland. Is he from Cleveland? Cleveland, whatever. YouTube Vine Kid does it. It's over.
Hey, man. You keep getting opportunities, bound to land something.
Yep. So the fast track to a title includes Tommy Fury.
Tommy Fury won his last fight this Sunday, I believe. Too. He had a fight this Sunday, yeah.
What's LT's point? No one's really given, you can't have it on your resume and expect to be highly respected in the world. But Badu Jack gives him a shot, we want to criticize Jake Paul, and Badu Jack has to receive some type of criticism for avoiding more worthy contenders. The fact that it's even rumblings, where there's smoke, a lot of times there is fire.
Mm-hmm.
Correct.
I'll also be honest. I don't think there's any time in my boxing watching mind that Badu Jack is going to lose to Jake Paul. I don't care if he's 52. No, maybe not 52. Tyson lost him. An active Badu Jack is not losing to Jake Paul.
Let's just talk about this real quick. WBC.
It's boxing, man. It's boxing.
WBC rankings for cruiserweight. Anyway, they need to update this because we touched on this last week. Number one.
The beef.
Look, okay, so Badu Jack is the current champion. Ryan Rozicki from Canada is number one contender. Yamil Alberto Peralta, Michael Sislak, Chris Billum Smith, Brandon Glanton, Olunga Makuba,
yep.
Matus Masternak, Yves Ngabu, Leonardo Masquet, Uniel Dorticos, Jack Maskey, Shavon Clark, Roman Fress. All right, that's 13.
So Billum Smith wasn't on there? He just beat Brandon Glanton.
He was.
And
Billum Smith, 4.
Okay.
So one spot ahead of Glanton. Yeah, so these are legitimate, and that's an extensive rating list too. This one goes wide. They got top 40 on here. So yeah. These are all people that would be hop, skipped, and jumped over for Jake Paul to get a title fight. I mean, hey, look, if you want to step up and fight a Rosicky or a Peralta or Sislak or Billum Smith, then I can see it.
Hey, Ryan Ziki will be coming off a bicep tendon reconstructive surgery, so that may be, something to consider. But as we know, these guys are looking to be compensated well, and having a Jake Paul on your as your opponent gets you paid.
Joe Smith Jr. is a former belt holder, I believe, at light heavyweight. I mean, if you're looking to add legitimacy, you know what I'm saying?
I'm appalled that Jake Paul has not tried like a IBO belt first or something. Go fight. Oh, he's going for WBC.
But Strap, you gotta look at the character that you're talking about. Is he looking for that type of those type of opportunities, or is he looking for the biggest and best? Like that is just,
he's looking for headline. He's looking to blow everything out the water. Yeah,
that is the nature of who you're dealing with. So
very ambitious, bro. I don't think like I know him I've watched boxing for a long time. I don't think a fighter who has been fighting 6-7 years can fight a Badu Jack for a title belt and even stand a chance to even leave that ring not knocked out. It's not going to happen unless unless you on a fast track to learning boxing at a high level and you just doing the Matrix thing where you touch the book and you know what's in the book, like what Neo was doing. To fight a Badu Jack, to fight fighters of that ilk, you got to be in the ring and you got to be active for a long time because these dudes have years and years of fighting.
But Strap, Badu, you can't act like Badu Jack is the world beater at this point in his career. He's been inactive.
He's a multiple champion.
But he's been very inactive. He had a fight here recently where it could be disputed that he did not even win that fight. So in his position, he wants to fight a Jake Paul to get paid. Jake Paul wants the notoriety of a WBC belt. To just outright dismiss this type of matchup, I think is a little, a little premature at this point. You got guys like Rolly Romero who got in boxing late. Bernard Hopkins got in boxing late. There's plenty of guys that we got somebody in the world, the Grand Prix that discovered boxing via YouTube, and is making a name for himself as a contender. So it's just, yes, those are valid points, but you just can't outright dismiss it. Badu Jack his best days are behind him as far as that. Now, if this was 2018, I could see this being laughable, but at this point in 2025, it's not as it isn't far fetched.
And like I heard Jake Paul put out his manifesto. You know who he wants? He wants Canelo. I'm like, oh, whoa, okay.
Everybody wants Canelo.
He said he wants Canelo before Canelo leaves the sport. He said he's manifesting that. That is manifesto. He put it out there.
Canelo just made $80 million. Who doesn't want a piece of that? Like, come on now.
For how many punches?
Like, come on. You gonna probably get like 20. Jake Paul probably, Canelo probably is closer to 100 for that type of fight, and Jake Paul's probably gonna get about 30 or 40.
Canelo had signed with Jake Paul before the Crawford thing. It was gonna happen, and then Turkey said, "Nah,
money."
And
baby.
then Canelo was like, "No, don't listen to this clown," whatever he said. But apparently, Jake Paul showed evidence that Canelo had signed for it, so it was about to happen. And for Jake to believe that he could fight Canelo, to me, I think this kid may be, this dude, I call him a kid, but this dude may be really believing in his own hype, and he's really, maybe he has something for us that we don't even know that he has. Like, he may have another level that he could go to. Jake Paul, that you signing with Canelo, and that's amazing, man. But if he pulls it off, if he pulls off, first of all, getting the fight with a legit WBC champion. I don't care if it's cruiserweight or even super welterweight. I think he could make super welterweight, right? Jake Paul could make super welterweight. I don't think he's even big. He could make heavyweight. Well, I don't know how big Jake Paul is.
He's more likely to fight at heavyweight than he would be fight at light heavy because that's a 175 weight limit.
Light heavy, sorry.
Yeah, so he'd be more likely to fight heavyweight or cruiser.
Yeah,
which he's been doing.
Yeah, if he gets any of those names, salute to you, bro. You've deciphered the matrix, and you've done stuff that most boxers who stay in the gym.
Logan. Yeah, Logan Paul.
Yeah. But fellas, do we have anything else to talk about? Or should we engage the audience?
We can try this again.
Try this again.
Cam, I was trying to give a toss up for him on this one. Big back Bohachuk.
Oh yeah, man. You know this is a setup. It's to put him back out there because we know that that fight with Virgil Ortiz was extremely close. Man, it seems to be, I guess, introducing boxing on UFC Fight Pass with a potential contender. Expecting a exciting night. I didn't get a date on this. I got it.
It's Saturday. This one's Saturday, I believe.
The 17th here coming up.
I think so. Correct.
Yeah.
It's in the Instagram.
All right, no worries there, but yeah.
This is gonna be
at we're a fan.
This is gonna be at 54.
Correct. Like the fight with Virgil Ortiz, right? That was also at 54.
There it is.
Let me double check that. I'm on the box red. Yeah. So he came back and fought on the Riyadh season card. He fought on the which card was that? That was the Fury Usyk under card. Last time we saw Bohachuk, he defeated Ishmael Davis down in round 2, 6-round stoppage. Yeah, since he's fought Mr. Virgil Ortiz, he's been doing work, so get it back. So, you know, we're big fan of Mr. Boy.
You're right
here on the show, so looking forward to seeing that on the UFC Fight Pass.
And so now, you know, we just remember him with those other names at 54. We can run him down, but we'll have plenty of time to do that.
Right in the mix.
Yeah. But, you know, fellas, I would want to sit here forever, but we've run our time. We've run our course.
Yeah.
We're in the chat. Those watching live, please leave a comment, not only just a chat, leave a comment to mark your stamp. Like, comment, subscribe. This builds our engagement. We get more traction with the whole algorithm, and you know, you'll catch us when you have to catch us whenever you subscribe, so you get notifications when we go live. Because I'll tell you the truth, our show usually falls on a Sunday, but sometimes that could change because of life, and it could happen on a Monday, it could happen on a Tuesday. So if you subscribe, you'll get a notification to let you know that we're going live, so you can come here and paint the chat walls with whatever you want to paint, and we will engage you with the show and share your comments and make you part of the show. So remember, this will always stay. I mean, this is gonna even go to other DSPs, like it will be on Spotify, podcasts, and so on and so forth. So if your name is being talked about, you may be a legend somewhere. So we'll showcase you, we'll bring you up, and maybe in the future we'll invite you to be part of the show. You never know. But hey, like, subscribe, Let's boost this engagement. It's been another great episode of Who's Fighting. It's 56. Fellas, can you believe we had 56? We started at 19. 56. Jeez.
Get it. Let's get it.
We rolling
As
back.
you heard it.
Consistency.
As you heard it, it's consistency. Just keep on keeping on. Ladies, gentlemen, people that are watching this show live or those that are watching it recorded, it's been another great episode of Who's Fighting. And with that being said, we are out.
Who's fighting?